Sometimes we forget about the tiny lives that are touched by domestic violence. These small hands are a chilling reminder. The prints were made by children who came with their parents to file domestic violence protection orders in King County. They came for help.
Our role is to support people emotionally first and to have a safe space for people to feel welcome, believed, heard. That's number one, and the protection order is the next step.
A protection order is a document signed by a judge telling the respondent to stop their abusive behaviors or face legal consequences.
If you have a protection order, it assures you that there are limits to what the respondent's allowed to do in terms of contacting you. If you're fearful because of domestic violence, you want an order that shows that there are specific times that he can or cannot contact you, or that she can or cannot call you. You want to make sure that the parameters for your contact are clear. That can be anything from absolutely no contact to contact only via phone or email, to contact regarding your children only. It can prevent them from coming to your joint residence. It can prevent them from coming to your work, your school, the daycare of the children. And then that order can be used if there are violations to contact the police to say that the order has been violated and to seek some sort of criminal prosecution.
I like to think of it as an attempt to even the playing field, where things have been askew for quite a while, where the abuser has a lot more power and control over the other person, and the protection order is supposed to try and level that playing field so that there are real legal consequences if the perpetrator violates those terms.
There are advocates available to help you with the process. You can go to the King County Courthouse in Seattle or to the Mailing Regional Justice Center in Kent.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm interested in a protection order.
Great. My name's Shauna, and you're in the protection order program.
Okay.
Why don't you have a seat, and I'm going to come around and we can talk about it for a second.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what's going on so we can figure out if you're in the right spot.
Okay. Well, I heard about a protection order, and I'm having some problems with my boyfriend.
They have to meet the statutory definition of being related in a domestic relationship, and that there's been some act of domestic violence, whether it's physical domestic violence, threats, fear, stalking, sexual assault, things of that nature. And then what we would do is help them walk through the process.
There's a whole packet of paperwork. It's a little bit overwhelming, but I can help you with it today if you can stay.
The packet asks for basic information about you and the person you're filing against. It's the first step. It's called the petition.
The most important forms are the petition and the temporary order. In the petition, you're going to need to write a statement about what's been happening and the threats or the harassment.
And I like to describe it to people as like an application where you're letting people know who you are, how you're related to the other person, what kind of protections you and your family need, and why. So that's where people need to write a narrative of the experiences of domestic violence that they've had.
After the paperwork is filled out, it's taken upstairs to a clerk's office for a case number.
Right, let me assign you a case number.
Then the applicant goes to a nearby courtroom where a judge or commissioner reads it that same day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've reviewed your petition for order of protection and your temporary order.
Only the person asking for the order, the petitioner, needs to appear at this hearing.
In your temporary order, there are restraints. They include that he wouldn't be allowed to physically harm you. Do you all live at the same residence?
Yes.
During the time of this order, he'll be refrained from coming to the residence.
When a judge signs a temporary order, it's good for 14 days. At that next hearing, both parties are asked to appear. But even if your respondent has not been served, you should come back if you want to keep the protection order in place.
The protection order advocates will be available in court for you 2 weeks from today at the next hearing. You can contact their office. All right, I've signed your order. Thank you.
At that next hearing, both parties are asked to appear.
Everyone is sworn in. They testify with regard to the incidents. They give their opinion as to what should happen with the order. If they have children, they discuss what should happen with their children. And then the court makes a determination and enters an order, either granting the protection order for a period of 1 year or more, or a denial can be entered where you dismiss the petition because the burden hasn't been met under the statute.
There can be legal consequences if the respondent violates the order, including criminal prosecution.
People will be charged criminally, they may be arrested, they may have to do some jail time. Treatment is often a part of any sentence or recommendation for someone who violates the terms of a protection order.
Advocates say a protection order is only one tool in a whole toolbox of safety. For some people, a protection order may not make sense. If you'd like to talk to someone about the pros and cons, you can call the State Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-562-6025. If you think you might need a protection order, the Protection Order Advocacy Program is a safe place that offers hope to victims of domestic violence.
I do think that people can be intimidated by the legal system, and I want to say that it is a complicated system, but there are people that are here to help.
To find out more about King County's Protection Order Advocacy Program, call 206-296-9547.